Uh-oh. Oops. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day. Okay. What we're going to be doing today is this Tarte Make Your Own Kit, which I have done a minimum one of these, I think pretty much every single year since I started my channel, and they never work out fantastically for me, at least the foundations, but maybe this time it's different. You know that one Sid the Sloth meme where he's like, they do this every year. I can't do his voice. There's a lot of in it, but I do this every year. I always get the Tarte Make Your Own Kit because it is a really good value, but I end up not liking the foundation almost every single time. But every single time it's a different foundation. It's not like I'm choosing the same one. Anywho, that's what we're gonna be getting in today. But the reason I was giggling at the beginning is one, as soon as I sat down to film, Jimmy started revving his engines. Jimmy's out there doing his Jimmy stuff. It's a beautiful June afternoon, so Jimmy is doing Jimmy things. But I know whenever we do eventually move, we're gonna miss Jimmy. Jimmy! And the second thing is, speaking of moving, I've already started packing up the filming room. You can't really tell based on this mountain of boxes behind me. It's actually gotten larger. Don't worry, I haven't acquired like a ton of new boxes or anything. I just consolidated them to this table behind me. But now the rest of the walls are pretty bare. And the table is empty and I feel like my voice is reverbing off of it. So if there's a lot of echo in the audio, I'm so very sorry about that. We'll hopefully get that figured out. Let's go ahead and get on into this Tarte kit here. So this is a $69 kit and you get to pick 7 different items and they're supposed to be worth like over $200. There's so many sounds outside. The actual value does vary because you can pick different items that, you know, have different values. So let's go ahead and cut on into this. I'll show you guys what I picked. Look at that. I'll go through and I'll show you guys all of the stuff that I picked and all the stuff that you could have picked, and then we'll try everything on my face and hopefully it'll come out with a non-red looking face. For some reason, Tarte foundations tend to like oxidize red on me and I don't know why. This one, I don't believe I've ever tried it before. Hopefully it'll be good. Everything's all nicely wrapped up here. Oh, that is so many pieces of tissue paper. Saving that. All right, the first thing on top here, oh, I have this exact bag from them already. Okay, I don't think they gave us like any choice. They're like, you're gonna get the scuba suit makeup bag and you're gonna like it. I say scuba suit because though I've never been scuba-ing, I just imagine this is what the suit feels like. It's kind of like plasticky, a little foamy. There's some like stretch to it. I know in years past or in kits past, because I think they do this 2 times a year, they've offered a couple different makeup bags and you could choose your own. But this go around, I do believe this was the only option I had. The first category of stuff you could pick from was lips. So they had a whole bunch of different options. I honestly didn't even see that lip and cheek like shift thingy. That sounds kind of fun. But I know that I really liked the Maracuja Juicy lipstick thingy-mabobs, and I do try to pick different stuff that I've never tried before, but I really like those and I haven't tried the plumping version, so I thought I would go ahead and pick that and give that a try. So we have the Maracuja Juicy Lip Plump in the shade Calla Lily. Now I debated a very long time what color to pick. I was having a difficult time picking what lip color I wanted. I went back and forth. I looked at the swatches on the website. I was really like into picking exactly what color I wanted. I wanted something kind of neutrally, kind of pink, but not too overly pink. And I kind of feel like this might look a little bit more potentially pale pinkish than I was hoping for. But we haven't seen the actual product yet, so it's just a little stick like that. I think it pumps up from the bottom. Okay, right, that doesn't look too bad. There's a little hint of like a berry tone to it, kind of a neutral undertone, so hopefully it swatches nicely. Or at all. Ooh, I hope a mustache now. I made a tiny bit of a mess putting too much on there, but the color I do think looks really nice. Kind of don't want to waste that big blob on the back of my hand, so I might just go ahead and rub that on my lips, see if we can get them, you know, nice and juicy before we put on makeup, or wipe this off real fast. I don't have any more towels. Just from that little blob, I do actually like the color. It's very, very sheer, but let's see what it looks like directly from the stick. Oh yeah, very sticky. And fuzzy. I can feel some cooling action happening already. It's not burning yet, but we'll see. Oh, I love the color though. Oh, it took me like 15 minutes to pick a color. But I'm glad I finally decided on the Calla Lily. It just adds a super light little tint of color to the lips. The coolness actually feels really nice. So far it's not burning. It doesn't feel super plumping just yet, but it is quite sticky. If you don't love a really sticky kind of lip gloss, which I honestly kind of don't, it's just like if the wind blows even the littlest bit and your hair just, you know, and then it's in your hair and then you got that like kind of chunk of sticky hair. Definitely is a little bit on the sticky side, but I'm not getting too much spider webbing happening. Maybe just the smallest fraction of like little like stalactites and stalagmites, you know, the things that dangle from the caves and I guess poke up from the caves, but no like actual stringy webs in between the lips. That's good. The next category that you could choose from was cheek stuffs. They had several like liquidy items, some liquid blush, some liquid highlight. I'm not a huge liquidy type person. You know, liquid people. I'm not one of them really. But again, I want to try something that I've never tried from the brand before. So I saw this glow wardrobe, which looked kind of fancy and pretty. So that's what I picked. Ew, interesting. Okay, I don't even think I read it when I picked it. It just looked different. So this is the glow wardrobe and it's for your eyes and your cheek. It's a highlight palette for both. I guess technically like every highlighting palette could also probably go on your eyes unless it specifies do not do that. I don't know why it would say that, but like just in case, don't put it near your eyes. But I think technically you could put whatever highlighter you wanted to as an eye highlight or like an eyeshadow. Oh, that's cute. I like its ovalness. Oh my gosh, I don't have to worry about the reflections now. Like this box is the one we just opened, not one from like 4 years ago or anything. And like this came out of the box and here's my notepad and my water. Who am I? But I do like the oval goldness of it. I think that's cute. Ooh, ooh, this actually looks really pretty. So we have a pearl, golden, bronze, and rose glow. They're all very, very pretty. They do look a little bit on the sparkly side, which typically isn't my favorite, but when you kind of see it from the side like this, there's a really nice luster to them. So I'm hoping it's not super, super sparkly glittery when it's actually on the skin. They look really pretty. All right, let's grab a couple swatches here. Maybe not the softest feeling powders ever. That one's actually pretty soft. The pink one's really soft. The rest of them have a little bit of maybe a stiff feel to them. So we have Rose Glow. It has a little bit of a peachy warm undertone to it. I think that could be pretty as a blush or even a blush topper. Then we have a Pearl Glow, which is a very bright white. Golden Glow, which is the, you guessed it, kind of a golden shade. And then finally Bronze Glow, which is no surprise, a bronzy shade. So those are actually really pretty. And from the finger swatches, I'm not seeing a ton of glitter, which I appreciate. I appreciate ya. Swatched kind of heavy like that, I could see how they would make pretty eyeshadows or eye highlights as well. But blended in, at least with the finger on like dry skin, they are super, super light, very kind of subtle highlights. The bronze one does actually have quite a bit of like brown base to it. So that one I might not be able to use as a highlight necessarily, but an eyeshadow could definitely work. The next section you could choose from was eyes. Got a few different options on there. They had some like eye pencils and that kind of stuff, but like, you know, there's also palettes, and let's be honest, if it's between an eyeliner or a palette all day long. Not to mention the palette, at least the one that I picked, was the much more valuable option over like an eyeliner, and you gotta get your value, your bang for your buck. So I selected a palette that I thought was pretty looking and haven't tried before, and it's got something to do with candy. I love candy. Plus I thought the colors in this one were really pretty, right up my alley. Ooh, I like the swirls. The swirls look prettier in person than they do on the website. There's something, I don't know, geode about that. Geode, but also maybe if you were to swirl some caramel and some ice cream. Yeah, that's nice. This is the Sweet Tart Cravings palette from Tarte Sugar Rush. I didn't even notice that was from Sugar Rush. Oh, precious. Okay, look how cute the inside is. The little pans look like, dang it. Rans, you okay, buddy? Makes me nervous anytime he coughs or has like a weird sound come out of him. He's getting older, and I love him so very, very much. They're so adorable. Each of the little fans looks like a candy. You know, like when you get those little assorted chocolates from the grocery store and only some of them are slightly edible because the rest of them are filled with that mystery kind of pale pink goo? What's that supposed to be? Stop putting that weird kind of fluffed goo in the center of chocolate. I digress. And I think it's a really pretty color palette. I love warm tones. I like the shades of these, nice browns, some shimmers, a little bit of metallic. So I thought this would be an adorable little palette. Oh, I guess I could get you some swatches. Are you kidding me? Where did you come from? It's been days of us having doors open, like moving stuff in and out, since we have had one of these massive flies come in the house. And as soon as I start filming a video, sorry it's been a few days since I filmed, by the way, missed you guys, but as soon as I start filming a video, massive black fly out of nowhere. Oh, count your seconds, fly, I'm coming after you. I think he's cowering in fear of me and my piece of this. All right, I gotta say, I'm not blown away with these swatches. They, the first couple, really, I was like, oh, okay, that's not fantastic. That first glittery shade, it's just really powdery and like none of the glitters really stayed put. It just kind of fades away to this light golden shade. The next shade, I guess maybe it could just be the color is the exact color of my wrist, but it looks like nothing. It's very powdery and it just doesn't seem to almost be there. The shade following that was also pretty powdery. It's a really pretty like orangey shade in the pan, but you're just not getting a ton of color payoff. Where they're definitely shining in this palette is with the metallics. Like all the metallics swatched pretty nicely. They're pretty intense and creamy. They have like a nice shine to them, but the mattes are very, very dusty and just not pigmented. Like this chocolate shade down here at the bottom. If you're gonna have a palette based on like a box of chocolates, you should have a nice, deep, rich, intense chocolate shade in there, which it appears they do, but when you swatch it, you know, it's like whispers of chocolate past, like diet chocolate. It's a pretty looking palette. It's a cute concept. I like the shapes and stuff. Just the execution of especially like the matte shades, seemingly not my favorite, but they could go on the eyes really nicely. All right, folks, this is where things typically get pretty dicey. Like this is where every Tarte make your own kit that I've ever done has kind of just gone off the deep end a little bit, and that is with the foundation selection. So looking at all the foundation options, I have tried, I think, most of these. There are probably a few that I haven't yet, but I'm hoping this is one of them because this is what I picked. So I got the Maracuja Juicy Glow Foundation in the shade, ooh, light neutral 24N. Oh no, oh heavens. I'm not thinking, like just based on this little smidgen of the color we're seeing through the bottle here, that this is necessarily gonna be my color. I think it might just be a skosh dark and yellow. I picked this one because it was supposed to be a radiant. Is this what I picked? I guess it is. Okay, I guess this is my doing. So this is what I picked. I picked it. It's supposed to be a medium coverage radiant finish foundation. It's supposed to blend to look like a second skin. The look of pores. Blur the look of pores. There is hyaluronic acid and super fruit complex for hydrated, brighter, and smoother looking skin. So I wanted this one because I like to have a more of like a glowy kind of finish. This is supposed to be radiant. And somewhere on there it said like instant youth, which that's always nice. So get out. I'm hoping that we can make this one. I can go put on a nice like thick coating of fake tan right now and then meet you guys back here in like 5 to 6 hours, and then I'm sure it'll match. Should I even swatch it, or should I just leave it like for like a fun surprise? We're putting the makeup on. Let's leave it for a surprise. We could be surprised together how much it doesn't match my skin tone. The next category to choose from here was stuff to like prep your skin and tools and things, which there's so many things I could have picked, but for some reason this is what I went with. I don't know. Maybe this is good though, because what I have here in my hand is a Shape Tape corrector and like a light lavender, and it doesn't purple kind of cancel out some yellow? So maybe together. Yeah, it says brightens and diffuses yellow tones and sallowness. Okay, so the reason that I got this is I have been using the tiniest, ittiest, little bittiest tape shape corrector, but it's like the peachy pink one, and I've been using it on my under eyes to get rid of the scary dark circles. So this one, I do have some like just strange bits of yellow on my face. They're not like the whole thing isn't yellow. I have yellowness like kind of around my mouth and my chin, around my eyes a little bit, and the side of my nose, and like my nose folds and things here. So I thought that maybe the Shape Tape corrector could like help out with that a little bit, especially when I'm not wearing a lot of foundation to kind of cover it up. So I thought we could just give this one a try. So it's a pale lavender shade, and I don't know, it was different, interesting, something I've never tried before, so I wanted to give it a shot. And then finally, last but not least, the final category was mascaras. Now, I think I probably tried every single Tarte mascara under the sun, but I don't know if I've tried this one. Have I? I feel like you guys probably know more than I do. I have 0% memory. The tube itself looks so familiar, but the fact that it is tubing, like it is a tubing mascara, that doesn't sound familiar to me. Because I've talked about wanting to use tubing mascaras before because of my proclivity to just rip out my eyelashes because I'm cooling off my mascara. And I thought, well, maybe tubing mascara would help with that. So that was everything in my Tarte kit. I got my 7 items here, including the bag. The bag does count as 1 item. I mean, honestly, if you do really enjoy Tarte and you get stuff from them regularly and they have options of things that you regularly get, or there's new things you want to try out, or you've never tried the brand before, I think 7 items for $69, that's a pretty darn good deal. I really don't think it's a bad deal. I just have, for some reason, some bad luck with kits every now and then. And it's usually the foundation, which is precisely, exactly what I'm worried about right now. But we're about to put it on right now and find out how poorly this is gonna go. All right, folks, getting you zoomed in here a little bit so we can watch this disaster happen real up close and personal. I do already have, oh, I get to try on the purple stuff first. That's fun. Okay, I do already have on like moisturizers and that kind of stuff. I'm not gonna primer anything. We're just gonna go straight in on top of the moisturizers. Rians, are you okay down there, bud? I guess I typically see most of my yellowness like in this beard area, like a little bit of a yellow beard, and kind of underneath this eye area. Like this part underneath here is dark, and then right through here is always kind of yellow. So I'm gonna see how well this purple stuff works at correcting that. Smells like paint. It's just watered down craft paint. Oh, it is very purple. There's just like random splotches of yellower skin around my face. I don't know what that's about. It's kind of fun to paint with. I like turtles. Okay, this I'm just gonna blend in with my finger. Oh, I hope I haven't done too much. This I'm gonna blend in more heavily and vigorously. Oh my gosh, with my finger than I anticipated. Oops. You can't see the yellow. You can't see the yellow splotches, that's for sure. It's just purple now. Grimace. Like I said, I've never used a purple corrector, or at least I haven't used one in many years. So I didn't really know exactly what to do. Oh, it makes my teeth look real yellow. My goodness, I'm purple. Let's go ahead and put some of this on. Maybe I would prefer it to be just like the tiniest bit sallow. Let's see how they suggest to apply this. Let's look at the website and see how they suggest applying this. 0% information on the actual little box there. What's this called? Maracuja Juicy Glow. It says squeeze onto back of hand, dot evenly onto face using a dense brush or fingers. Blend in circular motion starting at the center of the face, blending outward. Wear with creaseless concealer for added coverage. Buddy? All right, a little bit onto the back of the hand here. Maybe it won't be so bad. Just, ooh. Oh my goodness. All right, I have this foundation brush. Let's go ahead and try it with a brush. I look putting that purple stuff on, it like zapped every ounce of color and like out of my face. I look like the living dead. But the foundation is actually, it's bringing my face back to life a little. That's good. I haven't used a foundation brush in forever. I'm kind of thinking that the purple stuff might have been a little bit superfluous. Putting on a kind of tan foundation on top of it. Why is this making my hand cramp? I haven't applied makeup with like my hand in this position in so long. I'm literally getting a hand cramp. I'm definitely thinking the foundation is still a little too deep for me, but so far I'm liking the finish of it, this radiant finish. It's not super dewy, super wet looking, but it's definitely not matte. I'm liking this subtle glow that's coming off of it. Is there my cheekbone there? My neck and my face are very different colors, but they usually are. Let's just be honest and real with ourselves. Usually there is a difference in my color foundation match here. The coverage of it, I don't know personally if I would consider this medium coverage. Maybe it's more medium coverage if you were to use your finger or even a denser brush than this one, or maybe even a sponge. But I personally can really see a lot of my skin popping through. I can see my freckles under my eyes and like, you know, the redness spots, that kind of thing. I honestly don't mind that though. I've really been liking a more natural kind of makeup look recently, something that just looks a little bit maybe like you have a glowy kind of skin tint on. So maybe they're meaning more like because it's buildable, maybe you can build it up to medium, but I don't know if I would call this a medium coverage just right off the bat. It's also taken me quite a bit of little dots to get coverage kind of all over my face in an even manner. I'm gonna get up close to the camera here so you guys can kind of see what I'm seeing. Maybe turn down this brightness a little bit. I mean, obviously there are certain things you can see real good, but you can still see like my freckles coming through, my dark under eyes, you know, little redness, that kind of stuff. But I like the finish on it. I just don't think it's maybe the most consistent coverage. So I am going to sponge over top of it just a little bit to help blend things together. Just try to make it look like I didn't have some type of head replacement. Blend that all the way down to the neck. I do want this makeup look to like look as nice as possible, so I'm going to throw on just a little bit of concealer on like my dark circles and, you know, Betsy down here. It happens to be Tarte though, so that works. Alright you guys, so there is the majority of like the base creams down, at least on my face. I'm not sure how much I'm loving the purple. I might have gone astray with picking it over picking something else. I just thought it might help like even my complexion a little bit. I am, however, wondering, like, would this foundation be even more yellow if I didn't start off looking, you know, like a purple little gray vampire? All right, I think I'm gonna do probably just a little bit of powder setting like underneath my eyes and some other places just so we don't get creasing. Then I'll come back, we'll do a little bit of shimmery shininess on my face and some eyes and things like that. And then, yeah, we'll be done with our Tarte kit, make your own Kit Kat tart. All right, so I went ahead and I got my eyebrows on and we did some setting powder and then some contour, bronzer, and now we're gonna go in with this little shiny thing. That's the hinge. Yeah, that thing that looks precisely like the opener is the hinger. I want to do a little bit of a combination of these here for the cheeks and maybe a little bit of this kind of pink for kind of like a pinky glow. I didn't put on any blush because the bronzer is very red for some reason. It's very brown in the pan. All right, so let's do a little bit of this golden and pearl for some highlight. Oh, okay. Maybe a little extra golden, not so much pearl. A little icy. Okay. Oops. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay.
How about your dad, Pepper?
Oh, thank you. Okay, I feel like I probably should have used maybe a smaller brush and perhaps a bit of a lighter hand with this glow powder here. It's very glowy. It is very glowy. The white is very icy. I mean, I should have known that. It's basically a pure white. But it looked a little, maybe potentially like ashy glowy, kind of blended in with everything else. I did attempt to also use the pink as like blush. That didn't really work out, so I just have to go in with my trusty, very dusty, crusty blush that I've been using just to give a little bit of like, you know, blush to the cheeks, as blush tends to do. Okay, so now we're moving on to the eyes, and I'm still excited about the palette. I still think it's cute. I just do wish some of these shades were a bit more punchy. So let's see what we can do here. This gold, this like bronzy deep shade was so pretty. I might do something with that. I thought about going more like the red kind of purpley shades, but with the kind of bronzy look I have going on here on the face, that really kind of rich like gold bronze color might be nice. So let's do something with this shade over here. Okay, because this kind of deep brown shade was very light in the swatch. Well, that doesn't mean it's gonna be on the actual eye, but I think I'm just gonna start with it. I did go ahead and put a little bit of bronzer on the lid, so there's kind of already a transition shade down, but I'm gonna start with this deep chocolate shade. I mean, yeah, that just kind of blends out to almost nothing, doesn't it? Unfortunately, I was kind of hoping for like, again, a more, I hate just keep using the same word, but like a more rich, kind of warm toned brown shade, but this is pulling really gray now that I'm blending it out. So, I think I do something. Okay, I'll take a little bit of the shade. If I want it warm, why not just go in with basically orange? Let's see if that helps the situation here, because yeah, we're looking real ashy and gray on my lids. Not what I was hoping for. Ooh, it's kind of helping a little bit, but not too much. I'm just gonna have to go over this with a little bit of bronzer because that brown shade turned out to be incredibly gray on my lids, like black gray. Oh gosh, okay, so far I'm really not enjoying this eyeshadow palette. It's not doing it for me. Things are, at first I thought they were blending out okay, at least like evenly, but they're not blending out fantastically, and the colors are just not pulling the way I thought they would, or maybe even they potentially should. So I'm hoping this golden bronze is gonna look pretty, but at this point, I don't know. So let's go ahead and just, let's see. Should I do like a halo eye and make the sides darker? Or should I just put it in the inner corner and call it a day? Maybe just the inner corner and call it a day. Let's see. Okay, this shade is actually pretty. There's a lot of shimmer to it. It's a nice golden bronze color. So this is pretty, and it's looking like it does in the pan, and it's pulling off the same kind of shade that I was hoping it would, so that's good. I think I'm going to attempt to bring a little, try not to keep over the hinge. It looks like you should open this part, but that's the hinge. I'm gonna try to bring a little bit more light to the center of the eye with some of this powder here, just to brighten it up because it is a bit deep. Maybe a little bit of the gold mixed with some white here in the inner corner. Again, just to lighten it up a little bit. Before I move to eyeliner and mascara, I am going to wipe off the plumping gloss that I already had on and like really get my lips clean, and then try to put this on again and see if there's any more plumping action. Because honestly, it didn't feel as if it was doing much of anything. It just kind of got cool on my lips. So I'm going to exfoliate them a little bit, get them real clean, and then put more of this on. Maybe they'll be plump by the end of the video. I still really like the color. I think it's a great color. I just don't know how much it's actually gonna plump the lips. I'm gonna go ahead and do some eyeliner real fast, and then we'll be back to try on the tubing mascara, and then we'll be done with our Tarte Kit try on, and I'll tell you guys what I think about everything. I did just some kind of like smudgy brown eyeliner with a little stick and an angle brush, and then I also put on some setting spray. I'm getting less of afraid of spraying things in my face. Just the makeup looked a little like makeup. Like there's like a powdery kind of ness on top of the foundation. It probably, you know, my fault most likely, but I just wanted to try to see if I could melt it together a little bit more. I think it worked a little bit. Oh, those are the tiniest little bristles. I don't know how like your eyelashes are even supposed to get up into there. Those little bristles are so short. Let's try this tubing mascara. We'll see if we can do like a comparison between one side with it and one side without it. I think tubing mascara is literally supposed to like wrap your lash and like extend it. Oh, Lord of mercy. I'm gonna hair close there. Okay, I think that did actually really well for length, and maybe not so much as volume. I typically prefer volume over length, but I mean, you can definitely see these little spider legs better than you can over here. I mean, you literally can't see these. Hold on. I mean, I think lengthwise, there's definitely a huge difference. It coats them nicely. It does feel a little sticky or something on my lash, but I'm just not seeing a ton of volume. It's more like separated lashes with some length instead of really voluminous fluffy lashes, which I typically prefer. I'm trying to see if you can do multiple coats, but they seem to be sticking together, like the lashes just kind of continue to clump together. Okay, they don't look bad. They're definitely more defined. You can actually see that I have eyelashes. Just for me personally, they are it's just a little sticky feeling. Like my eyelids kind of feel sticky right now. I was trying to get them to dry down a little bit. Hopefully that feeling goes away. I don't know. I don't think it's bad at all. Maybe just from first impressions, not my favorite mascara ever, but yeah, there is everything all put together from the Tarte Kit. This combination of stuff here I have on my face, again, don't think it's awful. I really don't. I liked the foundation much more than I anticipated. I really thought that was going to be kind of a disaster. To be honest, a little bit. I thought it was going to be way too yellow and just not work out for my skin. I am wondering, perhaps, if it is causing me to break out a tiny bit around my chin here, because I really didn't see these lumps before. They could have been there though. The other things that I thought I would really enjoy are the things that I'm a little bit concerned about, like the palette it just wasn't what I was anticipating. That brown must have a lot of like black base to it because it just came out so gray once I actually started blending it in. A lot of the shadows didn't seem super pigmented. I think the golden shadow's really pretty. The look ended up different than I kind of anticipated. Excuse you, sir? What is it, buddy? I do think the highlighting powder is pretty, but I probably should have used a smaller brush and a lighter hand because I kind of ended up just highlighting like the whole entire cheek instead of just the high points. So if it was just a little smidgen more concentrated, I think I would have really liked it. Then we have the purple stuff. Oh, the purple stuff. I don't know where it is. I don't know if the purple stuff's for me. That might just not be for me. Tater, what have you done? What did you do? I do not know what happened. And then finally, the lip gloss here. It's supposed to be a plumping gloss. I swear it's plumping. Lip plump. It says it right on there, right on the back here, lip plumper, but I don't feel any plumper than when I began. My lips feel kind of like cooler, like there's a cooling effect to it, but they don't feel any juicier. I'll go ahead and tell you that. It doesn't have that burning sensation that you kind of look for with a lip plumper because that's literally how it plumps your lips. I think it just burns them until they puff up. This actually kind of took a turn for the different. I thought the foundation was going to be like the main issue, but I feel like there are more issues with some of the other items in this little kit here. Let me know what you guys thought of this kit. Did you get one? If you did, what did you get in your kit? What did you guys pick? Let me know all of your thoughts and opinions down below. And yeah, I'm sure we'll be doing the same exact thing next year, or at least next kit, whenever that'll be. I don't know why these kits have like a hold on me, but daggone it, I like doing them. So that is what I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please go ahead and consider subscribing if you would not mind. An absolute world to me and Rin and Tater. And I just hope you guys have a lovely, wonderful, fantastic day, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!